Hey everyone and welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video we're going to be comparing Odysseus versus OpenClaw. Which self-hosted AI should you run? Now these are two of the biggest self-hosted AI projects in 2026 and people keep comparing them like they are the same thing. Which is why I'm making this video to explain that they're not. They solve completely different problems and picking the wrong one means setting up software that doesn't do what you actually need. So I'll be explaining what each one actually is, where each one wins and where it can fall short, and exactly which one should you run based on what you're trying to do. If you would like to get started with either one of them, you will find links below this video as well as a Hostinger discounted plan in case you want a discount on your self-hosted AI agents. Now without much further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so if you haven't caught up yet, Odysseus is PewDiePie's self-hosted AI workspace. It launched at the end of May 2026 and already hit tens of thousands of GitHub stars within days. The core idea is a private replacement for ChatGPT and Claude's web interface. A singular app with chat, an agent, deep research, document editing, email, calendar, notes, even image editing, all running on your machine with your own data. Now the keyword for Odysseus is Workspace. It's a place where you go to do things. You chat with your AI, write documents, run research, manage your day, open it, use it, and then close it. It's interactive. On the other hand, OpenClaw is a self-hosted AI agent that launched earlier in late 2025, originally called ClaudeBot. It is one of the fastest growing open source projects ever. And even though the creator was hired later on by OpenAI, the project stays open source. Now the keyword for OpenClaw is agent. It's not a place that you go, it's actually something that runs in the background and does a lot of things for you. You connect it to your messaging applications, for example WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord or Slack, and then instead you go ahead and text it specific tasks. It can manage your email, books appointments, runs scripts, browses the web, controls smart home devices and does a lot of other things, all autonomously without you sitting in front of it and watching it. So that's the fundamental difference. Odysseus is a workspace that you actively use, but OpenClaw is an agent that works on its own in the background, pretty much like your own AI employee. Now I have already made a full tutorial on how you can set up Odysseus the right way on your PC completely for free. If you would like to check that video out, go ahead and watch it. But once you have it downloaded, as you can see, you open a web interface in your browser and it looks and feels like ChatGPT or Claude. But it does have a bunch of sidebar of tools. You type into a chat box, switch between features, write documents, run research. It's a destination or a place that you visit to get work done with AI assistance. But with OpenClaw, there is no main interface that you sit in. You talk to it through the applications you already use. Once you connect it to a main platform like WhatsApp or Telegram, you text it there like you would text a person. You tell it to check my email and flag anything urgent or book a table for 4 people at 7 p.m. Friday. It will interpret the request, use its skills to execute and reports back in the same chat interface. Runs proactively, it can do things on a schedule through cron jobs without being asked every time. And this should shape everything about who each tool is for if you want to sit down and work with AI, so a replacement for ChatGPT, but instead of letting a bunch of foreign companies handle all of your data and memories and your conversations, you keep everything on your own machine or on a VPS with Hostinger. But that's the whole premise. And then if you want an AI working for you while you do other things, so to automate certain repetitive tasks of your day or personal life, then OpenClaw is for that. Now let me go through some of the features so that you know more about each tool. Odysseus is pretty broad. It bundles many tools into one interface. We've got the chat, agent mode, deep research with visual reports, a document editor, email triage, a calendar, an image editor, model comparison. So when you connect your API keys, you can actually compare the results that you would get from, for example, Anthropic's Claude versus ChatGPT versus Gemini and see in real time how each one answers so you can continue with the specific model for the best use case. That's a pretty cool feature. We also have the cookbook for managing local models. Now the strength again is having everything in one place. The weakness is that some features are pretty shallow at this stage of the project. For example, the image editor, as you can see from the example here, it's in alpha, the agent can be unreliable at times and individual features do not match dedicated tools. OpenClaw is deep in one direction. It does one thing, autonomous task execution, but it does it extremely well. It already goes with over 100 pre-built skills that let it control browsers, manage files, run shell commands, call APIs, and chain multi-step workflows. Not to mention that the community is already advanced enough and constantly releases new skills through a marketplace. It connects to over 50 integrations, and the strength is genuine autonomy. It actually acts on its own. But the weakness is that it's not a full workspace like Odysseus. You're not going to get a document editor, no research interface, no place to sit down and chat in a polished UI, or things like image editing. Both, however, are model agnostic. Both let you bring your own API keys or run local models. Both projects are completely free, open source, and privacy focused, so your data stays on your machine. The only costs would be the API key costs, so if you want to continue with Anthropic's Claude API, pretty much you connect it and then Claude Opus or whatever model will stop working on OpenClaw, and the answers will be through that model specifically. You will pay for the API costs. There are free options that I have covered in previous videos through OpenRouter. And if you want total privacy and complete security, then you continue with a hosted VPS through Hostinger, and this is what the current pricing would look like. Running both of them is both convenient and affordable. But of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are some drawbacks to using either one of them. Starting with the most obvious one is the setup difficulty. Now, how both Odysseus and OpenClaw compare in this regard: Odysseus installs through Docker. If you watched our previous tutorial, you already know what that means, but you pretty much clone the repo, copy the config, run a bunch of commands, and then run Docker compose. The whole thing, if you know what you're doing, takes about 15 minutes, but for someone who's never done any of that before or has zero technical skills, this can be a little bit confusing. The interface is web-based and beginner-friendly once it's running, and if you follow a tutorial, you pretty much can set it up regardless. OpenClaw, on the other hand, is more technical. It runs on Node.js as a local message router and agent runtime. If you don't use Hostinger with the one-click deploy, setup involves configuring it to connect to your messaging applications, setting up API keys, and configuring which skills it can actually use. It is more powerful but assumes more technical comfort. But there are some solutions, so one-click deploy options on services like DigitalOcean or Hostinger that can simplify that, but the raw setup has a much steeper curve. At this stage, or at the time of recording this video, Odysseus is young and broad, some features feel experimental, and the agent is not as capable as a dedicated agent runtime. OpenClaw, on the other hand, gives an AI agent real access to your system and your accounts, and that power comes with real risk. Giving an autonomous agent the ability to run shell commands, access your email, and control your apps requires trust and careful configuration. There is a reason some organizations and even governments have restricted it on official systems. So in conclusion, without making this video too long, who should run what? You want to run Odysseus if you want a private, all-in-one AI workspace to just completely ditch ChatGPT and Claude. You want to chat, write, research, and manage your day in one interface on your own server or your own VPS with Hostinger or other tools. You're not looking for heavy background automation, you want a place to work with AI like everyone else does at the moment. This is the better choice for most people. But OpenClaw, on the other hand, if you want an autonomous agent that handles tasks for you in the background through your messaging applications. You're comfortable with a little bit more technical setup and you want AI that acts on its own, and you have a real workflow to automate. Email management, scheduling, scripting, multi-step jobs. This is for people who want the AI to work for them, not just answers questions and does research. And finally, they are not mutually exclusive. Some people can and should run both of them, Odysseus as their interactive workspace and OpenClaw as their background automation agent. They do serve different roles, but in the same setup. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you have found it to be helpful or informative to watch, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Leave any questions that you have or things you want me to cover in future videos down below in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on more content just like this one.